There are two important questions that I ask every agency owner that I'm in front of. First one is, if you disappeared for 2 weeks, meaning no phone, no email, and no check-ins, would your agency survive? And my follow-up question to that is, could you mentally even handle that? Now, most agents already know the answer, but are just afraid to admit it. I'm Pete Poggi, and I scaled my P&C insurance agency from $3 million to over $170 million in personal lines business. That's just personal lines, no commercial. Now, I help agency owners and producers build agencies that actually run without them. This is You Don't Own Your Own Agency. And every episode, I give you the real systems, the real strategies, and the secrets that move the needle, straight from someone who's done it. Let's get into it. Let me ask you something. Why are you still chasing clients when you could be standing in a room where business is already happening and no one from the insurance business will be there to compete with you? Today, I'm going to show you one of the most overlooked, underutilized strategies in the business. And I'm talking about open houses. Now, why open houses? Well, open houses, as I said, there's no competition. They're on Saturdays. No other insurance agents are going to be there. And you have a captive audience, meaning you have a real estate agent standing there that you can speak to. You will actually be face-to-face with the people who control the referrals that eventually will go to you. You're not there to follow home buyers around the house. Why would you do that? Besides the fact that it's annoying, right? You don't want to annoy people, but it's really just a one and done. You want to get to the source that closes multiple properties, sends you multiple customers, not just one customer at a time. This is really about just one relationship turning into many other relationships, but also many customers. So here's what it looks like. You're driving around and you see this open house sign, right? So you just walk in, say something like this. Hey, I'm Pete. I happen to be in the neighborhood. I saw the sign. I figured I'd stop in and check it out. Be a normal human being, right? Walk in, be polite, smile, be positive, be courteous, but have an easy conversation. Don't worry because you're not there to sell insurance or write business. Say something like, how's traffic been today, right? Are you getting a good turnout? Anything that you want to say, whatever feels right to you, whatever works for that time or that situation or that person, that's what you want to do. Right after that, immediately shift the conversation to the person you're speaking to. How long have you been doing real estate or been in the business? You've been busy right now? Is it a weird market? How long have you had this house? Anything you want to talk about that keeps the conversation on them to break the ice. Again, whatever feels right to you, whatever works for that time or for that situation. Don't overthink this. You're just building rapport right now. And then they're going to probably ask you a question, hopefully. So what do you do? And instead of just spewing out a bunch of stuff and going crazy on insurance, I want you just to say one or two lines. Here's how I want you to answer. I specialize in the insurance piece of the home closing process. I specialize in the insurance part or piece of the home closing process. Not I do home, auto, flood, umbrellas, I write life insurance, this insurance. I do everything. Anything insurance. Know your audience. You're talking to a real estate agent. So you specialize in the insurance piece of the home closing process. What else do you do? You can say, it's funny you should ask. One of the things that I do for my other real estate partners is I help them with their open houses on the weekends. Since I'm here, do you need anything? Do you need any help at all? So think about that. First of all, you're the only insurance agent working on a weekend. They will be very impressed. And I promise you, no insurance agent has ever asked them for help to do anything other than write their insurance or ask for business. So whatever it is that they need help with, because you're asking, actually listen, please. Listen, and whatever it is that they ask for or need, I need you to absolutely do it. And I don't care what it is. Go buy more water, replenish snacks, help them put up and take down signs, walking people through the house, whatever it is, I don't care, just do it. And mean it, and be sincere, and want to do it. Not sure if you heard Christian's story, but he actually changed a real estate agent's tire. He felt bad for it, changed their tire. It's one of his biggest referral partners, and they still have a great relationship today. You just don't know where it's going to go, but you have to be sincere, add value first, and bring something useful, okay? You have to be useful. I can't stress that enough. 100%, this is not about insurance, selling insurance, or about you. Unless they ask about insurance, of course you can talk about it, but I never want that word coming out of your mouth. That's not your job right now. Your job right now is to just build a relationship. Give first, Make a friend. So if we're not asking for business, what are we doing there? Well, there's two things I want you to do. You're setting up for a follow-up call to get a face-to-face with them later. You obviously want to meet somebody. But the only ask I really want you to do, if you've developed enough rapport and have a good enough relationship and the person is talking to you, you're allowed to ask this question. And it's an easy one. Here's what I want you to ask. Hey, can you help me with something? I'm looking for a really good lender in this area. Can you tell me who your two go-to lenders are? And also tell me, why do you like them? Now listen carefully and write that down because you need that information. So you're going to get their top two lenders and why they like them. Last thing you're going to ask is, would you mind sharing their contact information? Of course, you need the contact information, right? Why will they give that to you, do you think? It's a very easy give because they like this lender or this mortgage broker. They told you why they like them and they think and they know that they're helping. Everybody likes to refer people who are good, right? They're probably a friend of theirs, so they're recommending a friend who they like to you. Then you say, I'm going to reach out, probably email first, and then I'm going to call. Would you mind if I mention your name? I'm telling you, they almost always say yes, and they almost always give you those names. Now, what are you going to do with those names? You're obviously going to call and follow up, right? Way better than a cold call. It's a warm introduction to someone you need to meet. Because you're asking for a recommendation to someone that they already like, it makes this easy. And everyone enjoys doing that. All right. Once you have that, you're pretty much all set. Then you're leaving. Hey, great meeting you. We should grab a coffee sometime. And here's why. I'd love to learn more about you and your business and how I can help you grow it or in it or help you the most. Again, nothing about yourself or insurance. You want to meet with them to see how you can help them. Okay, that's the purpose of your meeting. Grab their card, grab the lender's card if it's in there or any other cards that are in there because those are all free leads that you would otherwise have to cold call or not have. Again, do not pitch, do not ask for business, do not talk about insurance, and do not over talk about yourself. Okay, so what are you going to do with this information? You're with me so far, right? As soon as you leave, you're going to text or email them how great it was meeting them, and you're going to follow up on Monday. So you've already left, and they already have another contact information from you. Text and email how great it was meeting them. Easy enough, and thanking them for introducing you to the lender. So then on Monday, you're going to call them and quite simply say something like this. Hey, this is Pete. Remember me? I really enjoyed meeting with you, and I stopped by your open house this weekend. I really enjoyed that. Would still love to grab some coffee sometime with you and learn more about you and your business and the best way for me to help you. Let's coordinate our schedules now so we can meet and start that process or something like that, whatever you're comfortable with to make that happen. Also, you're going to call the lender, right? Hey, this is Pete. I met John, the realtor, this weekend at their open house. Man, we really hit it off. What a great guy. He told me that I had to call you. He said great things about you because, whatever the reason was, right? He said you're one of the best people at getting loans closed and he uses you for all of his customers. I was so happy to hear that because I happen to be looking for a quality lender like yourself to potentially be one of our go-to partners. What happened was we had a go-to lender that kept dropping the ball and we just can't do that anymore. It's not good for our customers and we're trying to upgrade to a better lender. I would love to meet you and discuss that with you. Can we connect in person? I'd love to learn how you operate and see if we're a good fit. What does your schedule look like this week? Get it on the calendar and get that face-to-face. The important thing here is to always make an impression. Make an impression on the lender, on the realtor. Be creative. Stand out. Always be remembered. Don't act like your average insurance agent out there. Act like a normal person that cares and wants to help other people. If I could leave you with one main rule, always be the most helpful person in the room, not the most important. And this is key. Be the most helpful person in the room. You don't have to linger unless they want you to. These can be fast. This is a numbers game sometime, right? That's okay. You're just meeting people. It doesn't cost you anything but gas. Other pointers. Dress appropriately. No flip-flops, no shorts. I wear a jacket and dress up. You don't have to. Business, casual is okay. I just like to look good. Always ask. Never leave without asking how you can help. Be genuine, right? This is relationship first, insurance last. Insurance will come, I promise. Now, if you're an agency owner listening, and I hope you are, if you have a team, use this same concept, but multiply it. Let's say you have 4 or 5 agents working for you. How many open houses do you think you and your team could hit in a weekend? I've seen agents hit 20 or 30 over a weekend. But let's say you just do 10. Let's say you have 5 agents. Each of them hit 10 open houses in a weekend. That's 50 realtor contacts. How many more people can you meet from those 50? You don't need much time at each one, so set those up. Have a contest. How many relationships can you make if you did that for 6 months? 6 months. Commit to 6 months. 6 months, 10 open houses a weekend per person. You'll never have to do it again. You would have so much business coming in. And I mean that. Remember, no other insurance agents are there. You have a captive audience by yourself. You have a real estate agent, sometimes a lender, in that home sitting there. Take advantage of it. Make this fun. Make your team have fun. But make everyone do this. This is easy money. Why not go to a place with a captive audience and no competition? How many real estate and lender relationships can you build in 6 months? So listen, this doesn't have to be complicated at all. You're not running ads. You're not have to worry about your social every weekend, right? You're not building a huge funnel, right? You're walking into a home, acting like a normal person and trying to help another person and build a relationship. Which, by the way, in this industry, half the people in our business don't even know how to have a conversation, right? The other half are trying to sell something in the first 30 seconds. Don't be either of those. Be the one that shows up to help and actually builds real value. Be genuine, because this is how you stop chasing deals and start building a pipeline that feeds you and feeds your entire agency. And if you do this correctly, you won't ever need to wonder where your next deal is coming from, because you will be overwhelmed. Trust me. Because if you are still doing that, you have to be honest with yourself and me. If everything goes through you, you don't have a business. You have a job. Your agency still depends on you to survive. So you don't own your agency. It still owns you. So the next time you see an open house sign, don't drive past it. You better pop in, make a relationship. Got a lot more of this stuff coming. So stay tuned. Hope you enjoyed it. See you on the next one. So that's it for this episode. If you're an agency owner who's hit that ceiling, or you realize that your agency is still running you, and you're finally ready to figure out what's actually holding you back, go ahead and go to poggi.com and book a call with me directly. And I promise you, no fluff, no sales pitch, okay? Just a real conversation with me about your agency and what that path forward looks like. Also, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. Talk soon.